Hello everyone, my name is Dolly. I'm the founder of Dolly Monroe Beauty Academy, Cosmetics, and Studios. And today I'm going to be doing my take on the Latte makeup. And if you're interested in seeing how I achieve this look, keep on watching. Okay, so today I'm going to be starting off this makeup look using my Dolly Monroe Cosmetics face primer, and I'm going to apply that all over. It's been discontinued, but I'm bringing it back. Next, I'm going in with my Morphe setting spray and applying that all over, and immediately applying my Dolly Monroe Cosmetics foundation in the shade NC25. And you'll notice that this foundation is going to give me lots of coverage. It is a medium full coverage buildable application foundation, but again today I'm going for that very full coverage foundation look. I am using a beauty blender, of course, to do my application, and just working around my cheek piercings, going underneath the under eye area, and I'm using a patting or stippling motion to complete the application. I'm also going to be applying the foundation to my eyelid area just to kind of give it some type of base for when I go back and lay down my eyeshadows later on. Next, I'm taking my Dolly Monroe Cosmetics concealer in the shade NC20, and I'm applying that into the area right below my eye, and I'm going to be applying that on the corner, inner corner, as well as the outer corner, and just pulling that outer corner upwards to provide some lift to my overall face. Next, I'm applying that concealer down the center of the nose, center of the forehead, and then the center of my chin area. Next, I'm taking the shade NC50 in the same Dolly Monroe Cosmetics concealer. And obviously this is going to be a very dark transition, but I really want to show you how to work with and blend out these products, and any products for that matter. So I'm going to take that same beauty blender. I'm using, as you can tell here, the very tip but yet the side of the beauty blender to really sculpt out the shape that I'm looking for this makeup application. And then I'm going to start to work this product upwards into my hairline. Using that same just patting motion, I'm just going to keep blending out the product until it is to my satisfaction and my liking. I'm also going to circle back around in just a moment here, and I'm going to use the lighter highlighting concealer that I used before, and I'm going to blend that upwards into my hairline so that way that there are not too much contrast and that you can see a nice flawless blend. I'm going to start first with my chin area. I'm using the clean side of the beauty blender, but as you can see here, I'm going to start to blend out just from the little bit of concealer that I applied to the center of my forehead. I'm able to distribute that product consistently throughout the rest of the entire makeup look. I'm still able to maintain at this point my contour and my bronzer, but then I'm going to go ahead and just clean up my under eye area by just blending out that concealer to perfection. I do like to let my highlighting concealer sit for a few minutes. That's why I blended out my contour concealer first. And it just provides overall more coverage. And again, that flawless blend. Going in with my Dolly Monroe Cosmetics powder in the shade NC25. This is my all over face powder. And I am going to just apply that absolutely everywhere, even across those contouring lines and things like that. Next, I'm going to be taking the shade NC50, and I'm going to be applying that right over those same areas where I applied the warmer NC50 concealer previously, and that's just to reinforce those shadows and the shaping, and again just creating that blended effect. Next, I'm going to sculpt out my nose area and into carving out my eye shape. To do this, I'm using that same powder, but I'm using a much smaller brush than the F120. And I am going to just use this more of like sculpting, like a subtle sculpting technique using powders instead of having to use my concealer and then a powder in order to contour. So I want this to be very subtle. Again, working that into the bridge of the nose and then up into the frame of the eye. And then even still, I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to soften it even more. Applying that Morphe setting spray again, now I'm going to go in with my loose setting powder by Dolly Cosmetics, and I'm going to apply this to the high points or where I would highlight my face and allow that product to kind of set my makeup or anywhere that I would be oily throughout the day, and again to just apply it as a setting powder. I'm going to now do what we call cutting the cheek on both sides, and that's going to yet again reinforce the shaping. Now I'm using our largest powder brush for this application of blush, and I'm using our exposure blush palette to create this very blown out blush effect, which I absolutely love right now. It's not everybody's taste, but for me it works. So I love this application. I love using a very large fluffy brush in order to do my blush applications. You could also use one of our more tapered brushes if this is going to be too much for you, and that's absolutely okay, because makeup is what you make it, and it's all about self-expression. Now I'm going back in with that NC25 powder, and I always love to do this whenever I'm using a loose setting powder. Not only is it going to reinforce, but it's also going to help my makeup to stay on all day and prevent me from having that white cast if there's a photo with a flash. Next, I'm taking the bar lip pencil, and I'm going to be applying that all over my upper and lower lip line. And then from here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working that color inwards towards the center of my lip by just using the side of my pencil, and I'm going to be blending that color inward. This technique is really there just to define the lip. I'm gonna go back over the lip liner later, so don't worry if it's not absolutely perfect. I am using the color All Night in our liquid lipstick, and I'm just gonna apply this color. It's gonna work as a base, but it's not going to be the final look. Of course, you can tell here that it's more of like a reddish brown, but I'm just going back in and I'm gonna alternate consistently until I have the perfect lip. But I'm going back in with the bar lip pencil, and then I'm going to be applying the lipstick in the shade Privacy right in the center to kind of aid in creating an ombre nude lip effect, but still gonna give that very much so warm chocolate tone. As y'all can tell, I do not play about my lip liner, so I'm gonna go back in and just keep touching that up. And now I'm finally onto the eyeshadow look, and today I'm going to use the Bare Bling palette. I'm going to start by using the shade Sophisticated Eyeshadow in the palette, and I'm just going to use a sweeping motion towards the lower portion of the eyelid, and also as close as possible to the lash line, and just using a sweeping motion to extend that color from the inner corner all the way out past my eye, just a little bit on the outer corner. It's almost like you're trying to brush on a wing application of eyeshadow, and we're just gonna keep using that same motion back and forth. Now this look is so simple. I really only use 2 eyeshadows, okay? So one is going to be Sophisticated. The next one is going to be the color Flex. I am just going to be alternating between those 2 colors, and again, I'm just buffing everything out. There's no specific right or wrong way to create this look, as it's whatever you choose it to be. But again, going in with that color Flex, I'm just going to consistently blend, blend, blend. I love this type of look because anyone can do it, because it doesn't have any defined lines or anything like that. It's just blended and buffed out. Now I'm taking the color Sophisticated and I'm going to sweep that underneath my lower lash line just to add a smoky effect for whenever I go back later and apply my mascara, since I'm not going to be using bottom eyeliner. I still wanted a little bit of brightness in the center of my lip, and so I went back in and touched up with Privacy lipstick once more. Now I'm going to just lightly tap my brow area and just kind of groom my brows and clean those up. I'm going to first start with our light brown eyebrow pencil to create the shape and define the brows, but also not too heavy on the application, because I want the brows to remain soft and subtle, just more full. You can always go back over your brows with your overall face powder if you want to lighten them up even more, which is something I do typically do. Now I'm going in with my same concealer from earlier, and I'm just going to sculpt my brows top and bottom with the concealer, and then I'm just going to blend it out with my fingers. Just buff away that concealer and blend it out around the perimeter, and then we're just going to groom the brows upwards to your liking. Next, we're going to apply some lashes. Today I'm actually using the lashes from Amazon. I'm going to try to find the link and include it in the details section or information section down below of this video. Again, I'm not going to be applying any type of bottom eyeliner today, but definitely going to be doing some top eyeliner. Just applying that right after I did my lashes. I just felt like it was something that was needed, so I was like, let's go ahead and do some eyeliner for the top. And then I'm going in with Dolly Monroe Cosmetics mascara. Now, I did make a mistake. Rather than keeping it out of the video, I wanted to show you how to correct this mistake, because it happens all the time with mascara and eyeliner. So you can see here, I'm just reinforcing and blending out that eyeshadow. But on this side, I forgot that I went back and touched up on my eyeliner. And here, you'll see the eyeliner gets on my brush and on my makeup look. And you can see the panic, because I literally have 2 minutes left to get my butt to the car to take my kids to school. And so I needed to correct that without taking anything off. So I just took that NC50 liquid concealer and I applied that right on top. First, I obviously confirmed that the eyeliner was in fact dry at that point, but again, I have to make it match on both sides. So taking that NC50 concealer, applying it right on top, and then I'm just gonna blend it out, and it's gonna look just like eyeshadow. So don't worry if you do make a mistake, there's always a way to fix it. And remember, it's just makeup. It can always be corrected, it can always be fixed, and the goal is to not have to take everything off. So again, I'm just blending this out, taking a little bit of Flex eyeshadow to taper and blur out the edges. And that is the finished look, everyone. I hope you truly enjoyed this makeup look today as much as I enjoyed making it. If you have any questions, want to shop products, or subscribe to this video, click below.